I quite like the sound of trombones, but definitely not in Trombone Trouble. This is the 1944 short directed by Jack King, and we have a brilliant voice cast as usual, of course, with Clarence Nash as Donald Duck, Billy Bletcher as Pegleg Pete, and John McLeish as Jupiter. And I'm not entirely sure who voices Vulcan. Please tell me if you do know that information. But we have the gods Jupiter and Vulcan here, who are being very annoyed by the sounds that Pete is making with his trombone. Donald, who is Pete's neighbour, is also getting annoyed by the sounds of the trombone. And Jupiter and Vulcan and also Donald do everything they can to try and get Pete to shut up. And I found it to be very entertaining. I don't like Pete as a character. Sometimes I love to hate him, sometimes I actually just don't like him. So I'm very much on the fence with how I feel about him. In this one, he annoyed me a lot. So it was really great fun to have Donald, but also these two additional characters being annoyed by him and then kind of working in unison to stop him and make him shut up. And I thought, how are they going to do this? What are they going to do to the character? It's quite a brutal treatment of Pete, actually, and it's very fascinating to watch. It doesn't take too much of a dark turn, but it definitely is a lot more brutal than I was expecting. But I really enjoyed it. I liked the setup. They could have easily done this cartoon with just Donald and Pete, and Donald getting annoyed by Pete playing his trombone in the middle of the night, being very loud and very noisy. But throwing in the gods, I thought was an interesting decision, and it gives it just a slightly different flavour, a different feel, makes it a little bit more well-rounded, and I found it to be really quite pleasant. Apart from the noise. The noise of the trombone was not pleasant. I had a lot of fun with it. If you're a fan of Donald Duck cartoons and you haven't seen this, of course I recommend you give it a watch. I think it's great fun and one that you will probably really enjoy. It's not my favourite Donald Duck cartoon, but I thought it was quite unique. It's not that often that Donald Duck comes up against Pete. Usually it's Mickey Mouse, sometimes, very rarely, Chip and Dale. But Donald Duck, quite a unique one. I thought Trombone Trouble was very well written, very well crafted. Everything about it seemed to make a lot of sense. It was a lot of fun. As I said, a little bit more brutal than I expected. But generally, I thought it was a pretty enjoyable cartoon.